Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum made a powerful statement. In a move that has captured the attention of both national and international audiences, she addressed a topic that has long been a point of contention between Mexico and the United States. She spoke about the U.S. potentially labeling Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations. This is not a new issue. It has been a subject of intense debate and discussion for many years. However, recent developments have brought it back into the spotlight. The designation of Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations has been a controversial topic. Many argue that such a label could lead to increased military intervention and stricter policies, while others believe it is necessary to combat the growing influence of these cartels. Now, this issue is at the forefront of U.S.-Mexico relations. The implications of such a designation are profound, affecting diplomatic ties, trade agreements, and the overall relationship between the two neighboring countries. President Sheinbaum's stance is clear. She has consistently opposed the idea, viewing it as an infringement on Mexico's sovereignty and a potential threat to its national security. Her recent statement underscores her commitment to protecting Mexico's interests. She sees this move as a direct threat to Mexico's sovereignty. Sheinbaum believes that labeling the cartels as terrorist organizations could justify foreign intervention in Mexico's internal affairs, something she is vehemently against. This isn't just about labels. It's about the broader implications for Mexico's autonomy and its ability to handle its own issues without external interference. Sheinbaum's message is one of national pride and self-determination. It's about the heart of the U.S.-Mexico relationship. The two countries share a long and complex history, with deep economic, cultural, and social ties. Any move that could disrupt this delicate balance is met with significant concern. It's about respect, cooperation, and understanding. The stakes are high and the potential consequences of missteps in this area are far-reaching. Both nations must navigate this issue with care and consideration. The potential consequences are far-reaching. From economic repercussions to social unrest, the impact of such a designation could be felt across various sectors and communities in both countries. President Sheinbaum's statement has sent ripples through both nations. It has sparked discussions and debates, highlighting the complexities of the issue and the need for a thoughtful and measured approach. The world watches as these two nations navigate this challenging terrain. Mexico's fight against cartel violence took a significant turn. In a bold and unprecedented move, the Mexican government decided to take legal action against a powerful and influential industry. The country filed a lawsuit against U.S. gun manufacturers, marking a historic moment in the battle against illegal arms trafficking. This lawsuit is not just a legal maneuver. It represents a broader strategy to curb the violence that has plagued the nation for decades. This unprecedented move targets the source of the problem, the flow of weapons across the border. By addressing the root cause, Mexico aims to cut off the supply chain that fuels the cartel's power and influence. Mexico argues that these manufacturers are knowingly supplying cartels with firearms. The lawsuit claims that these companies are fully aware of the devastating impact their products have when they fall into the wrong hands. The lawsuit alleges negligence and reckless business practices. It accuses the manufacturers of turning a blind eye to the illegal activities facilitated by their products, prioritizing profits over human lives. Mexico claims these manufacturers prioritize profits over people. The government argues that the company's business models are designed to maximize sales, regardless of the consequences for public safety and security. They fuel the violence plaguing Mexican communities. The influx of firearms has led to an increase in homicides, kidnappings, and other violent crimes, tearing apart the social fabric of the nation. This legal battle is about accountability. It's about holding those who profit from violence responsible for their actions and ensuring that they cannot continue to operate with impunity. It's about sending a message that the lives of Mexican citizens are not expendable, and that the international community must take a stand against the proliferation of illegal arms. It's about stopping the flow of weapons that empowers criminal organizations. By cutting off this supply, Mexico hopes to weaken the cartels and restore peace and security to its communities. This lawsuit is a crucial step in that direction, signaling a new era in the fight against organized crime. The U.S. Department of Justice recently released a startling statistic that has caught the attention of both policymakers and the general public. This statistic sheds light on a significant issue that has far-reaching implications for both the United States and its neighboring countries. It revealed the extent of the problem in a way that numbers alone can often fail to convey. The data is not just a collection of figures, it tells a story of a growing crisis that demands urgent attention and action. According to the report, 74% of weapons recovered from crime scenes in Mexico originate in the United States. This staggering figure highlights the cross-border nature of the issue and underscores the need for international cooperation to address it effectively. This number paints a clear picture of the challenges faced by law enforcement agencies on both sides of the border. It illustrates the scale of the problem and the urgent need for comprehensive strategies to combat the illegal flow of firearms. The so-called iron pipeline of illegal firearms fuels cartel violence, contributing to a cycle of crime and instability. These weapons are not just tools of violence, they are enablers of criminal enterprises that wreak havoc on communities. This flow of weapons has devastating consequences. It empowers criminal organizations, giving them the firepower they need to challenge authorities and expand their illicit activities. It destabilizes communities, leaving a trail of fear and destruction in its wake. It undermines the rule of law, making it difficult for governments to maintain order and protect their citizens. The pervasive presence of illegal firearms erodes public trust in institutions and hampers efforts to build safer, more resilient communities. In response to this crisis, Mexico has taken a bold step by filing a lawsuit aimed at stemming the flow of illegal firearms. This legal action seeks to address the root causes of the problem and hold those responsible accountable for their role in perpetuating the violence. The lawsuit targets U.S. gun manufacturers, seeking to hold them accountable for their role in the crisis. By addressing the supply side of the equation, Mexico hopes to reduce the availability of illegal firearms and mitigate the violence that has plagued its communities for far too long. President Obrador's stance is rooted in sovereignty. He views the potential terrorist designation as an infringement on Mexico's right to govern its own affairs. He sees it as a step towards unwanted intervention. Mexico has a long history of fighting for its independence and autonomy. President Obrador is resolute. He will not tolerate any action that undermines Mexico's sovereignty. He is prepared to take a firm stance against any external pressure. This issue is non-negotiable. Mexico's right to self-determination is paramount. Section 5. The U.S.-Mexico Relationship, a Balancing Act. The issue of cartel designation plays out against a complex backdrop. The U.S.-Mexico relationship is multifaceted. It involves trade, security, migration, and cultural exchange. Cooperation is essential. However, history is marked by periods of tension and disagreement. The U.S. relies on Mexico as a partner in various areas. Drug trafficking, illegal immigration, and economic cooperation are top priorities. However, differing perspectives and approaches often lead to friction. The current situation highlights the need for sensitivity and diplomacy. Section 6. Aiding terrorism, a contentious claim. President Obrador's statement carries a serious accusation. He argues that designating cartels as terrorist organizations implicates U.S. gun manufacturers. If cartels are terrorists and U.S. companies provide their weapons, then these companies are aiding terrorism. This claim is controversial. It strikes at the heart of the gun control debate in the U.S. It raises questions about accountability and responsibility. The legal implications are complex. The moral implications are even more profound. Section 7. The cartels reach beyond Mexican borders. The reach of Mexican cartels extends far beyond Mexico's borders. They operate sophisticated international networks. They are involved in drug trafficking, human smuggling, and money laundering. Their activities impact communities across the globe. The U.S. is a prime target. Cartels exploit porous borders and high demand for illegal substances. They corrupt officials and undermine institutions. Their violence spills over into U.S. communities. Section 8. The potential impact, a ripple effect. The potential designation of Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations has far-reaching implications. It could impact intelligence sharing, law enforcement cooperation, and financial transactions. It could also have unintended consequences. Some experts argue that such a designation could hinder cooperation. It could push cartels further underground. It could lead to increased violence. Others believe that it's a necessary step to dismantle these criminal organizations. Section 9: The Uncertain Future, a crossroads for two nations. The situation is fluid and uncertain. The future of US-Mexico relations hangs in the balance. Dialogue is crucial. A nuanced approach is needed. Both nations face a choice. They can work together to address shared challenges, or they can allow this issue to drive a wedge between them. The stakes are high. The decisions made today will shape the relationship for years to come.